Hello, this is Miikka and Juho from VALKEAT, and you're watching Tuonela magazine.
We're doing fine. Glad to be here.
Glad to be here. A rainy day in Finland, but I heard it's also a rainy day in VALKEAT today. So
yeah, I think it's a bit worse there considering the camping grounds and such are like cancelled or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, we get to stay inside here.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We're at Bodum Bar. It's a big thing, of course. We spent a lot of time on it, so I'm really happy to finally get it out.
Yeah, super excited after this long wait.
So we're all about making modern kantele music, which is kantele is the national instrument of Finland, and it's been our mission to kind of create modern kantele music. But with the second album, we really started drifting towards making a whole epic soundtrack for Finland, and we're really a lot into epic music nowadays. So we really are trying to create something new and something different than what everyone else has been doing. So it really hasn't been to us about recreating the old, but taking everything to some new places that nobody has heard before. So it's kind of course, we're trying to respect the tradition, but we're not shy about bending the rules also.
Yeah.
So everything worked out through our manager David, who really got in touch with the Reaper people. So we just heard from David that, hey, there's this label that wants to sign you guys, so what do you think about this? And of course we really were into it, and it's been great with Reaper this far, and I'm happy about the signing. Where it was many things, not the least the coronavirus that happened, that really threw a monkey wrench into everything. It was a mixture of everything. First of all, this album is really big, and it really took a lot of time to create it. And then the COVID happened, and then I burned myself out doing the album, and there was a lot of things. And also finding the right label to release it. So it's a combination of everything that took a lot of time. But I'm happy that it's now finally ready, and we're about to release it. So.
Yeah. And the burnout is better as well, I hope.
Yeah, it's long past by now. I wrote the songs. For me, it was, I really wanted to, after the first album, I really had this vision that I wanted to create kind of a soundtrack for Finland. Like if Hans Zimmer or Ennio Morricone or some other big Hollywood writer will make a film about Finland, so how would it sound? And I really wanted to mix it with metal music. So that was kind of the idea that I had. That it was really about making this cinematic soundtrack for Finland. Yeah. Well, with the kantele music, it really, for me, it has always been like, I found the lack of kantele music kind of inspiring, that there really wasn't a lot of it. So I think it's a really cool instrument. So what I've been trying to do is really create something new and something different that nobody has done before, and that has really been my inspiration, really, to do something new and something different that nobody has done before. And the kantele music, there's the whole starting thing for us was that there really wasn't anyone doing it, so
It's still really experimental, like Eppu plays to guitar rigs and using guitar pedals and effects.
Yeah, so we're really trying. I think kantele is really in, like, modern kantele music is really in its still like really infant stage. So we're trying to take it somewhere, but it's really, when you look at the kantele music that is being made, it's mostly classical and playing Bach and such.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to do something new that nobody has done before.
And we're combining the electric kantele from the first album with concert kantele, which has a more the traditional sound.
Yeah.
Bringing those together with all the other orchestral elements and of course the basic rock and roll guitars and bass. At the role of guitar and bass, they just like bring the classic rock element to the whole big sound. And of course, both Kanteles are in the lead element more.
I think Perttu was just awesome, and I really hope we get to work with him again. It really was this kind of nice thing of just trying to like communicate with. It's really funny that it was like I said, hey Perttu, can you do something like Hans Zimmer or something? But Perttu really wanted to do this James Williams song, so we really were just talking to each other with these kind of composer names, and it was like, hey, here's some Steve Jablonski to this song, and I think if we look at how we talked with Perttu about the song Stripe, came out really like Skyrimish, I think, and then the other songs that he worked were Fireborn, which really had this kind of Steve Jablonski sound to it, and then the last track on the album, Land of Falling Leaves, I think what I asked Perttu to do and what he really nailed was what's the guy who did the Miyazaki films? Joe Hisashi. I think we really nailed with kind of this vibe of combining Joe Hisashi with metal music. So it was really a blast working with Perttu, and I hope we get to do stuff again soon. Well, for me, it's everything Hans Zimmer and Ennio Morricone. Those were my like the two biggest heroes that I really looked up to when creating it, and I think the Hans Zimmer influence is really big. Everything that he's done, I think the best stuff for me was the early 2000s, like the Gladiator, The Last Samurai, the first Pirate of the Caribbean films, and that kind of stuff, King Arthur. Yeah, that was really what we were trying to recreate, but within the Finnish landscape of sound.
Those are one of my favorites as well, but also Newman is great, more of a modern piano sound.
It took a really a lot of time and a lot of effort to kind of come up with everything, and well, we had a lot of time because of the COVID that it really threw a wrench into everything, so we had a lot of time to kind of ponder with the songs. But yeah, it took one burnout for me to create the whole album, so that kind of sums it up. I think it took a lot of time, but I'm really happy with the end result, and kind of dreading about making it all happen again someday. So, but now I think when the album is coming out, we get to really enjoy the results of it and play a lot of shows, and hopefully have our batteries charged for our next album someday.
Well, obviously it's a dream for most of us. I think one of the biggest festivals, metal festivals in Europe. So we're super stoked to play there, definitely.
Yeah, it's great. I hope everything works out with all the orchestrations and the kind of technical side of it. That's a bit stressing, but I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope there's nothing to worry about with the orchestrations and all.
Well, we're just rehearsing like to any other gig. Kind of, it doesn't matter if it's a big festival or a smaller venue. And we've been rehearsing now for a while, obviously because of the pandemic as well. We managed to get some good time rehearsing, and we're having our final preparations now.
Yeah, it's everything is coming together good, so I'm really looking forward to it, and also looking forward to playing shows in Finland as well. So
unfortunately, not yet, but there's some talks going on. But
about Finland and also outside Finland, both of them we're working on it, but nothing to announce yet. Also, if you're not making it to Summer Breeze, at least at this point, the idea is to film it and put it out to YouTube, so you also get to witness it via internet. So it really, I don't think there's one song that pops out that was the most difficult. I think just creating all of them I think if you listen to Fireborn and check it out, you can kind of get into like how complex this album was. So there's not one song that was more difficult than the other, but it really was a really big process to create it all. So I hope that people enjoy it and kind of appreciate how much it took out of us. Well, for me, it never has been about doing just one thing, like being just inspired by Kalevala doing justice, but it really is this kind of more complex and abstract creation that's I think that is what really makes it art, that it's not something that you can just write down that this is what this album is about, but it's really more abstract. So there are stuff that is inspired by Kalevala, for example, the Fireborn, which is the title track of the song. Everything in it is straight from the book, but we really made this more abstract creation that was inspired a lot about it, but it's not only about Kalevala. So if this answers your question, I'm not sure, but really for me it's been about creating something that is like artistic and more abstract than just about Kalevala or just about something. A lot of the songs are about life philosophies and that kind of stuff.
So it's important for you that everybody can sort of recognize themselves in your music?
Yeah, I would hope so, at least. It's really hard to think about that kind of stuff because I'm the one writing it, but I hope that there's stuff that talks to people in many different ways. So, well, I hope everyone enjoys the album and I hope everyone checks it out and really find something that they can lose themselves into. That's what I hope. So.
Yeah, we're trying to get to play in Finland, in Europe. Come check us out. Check out the new album Fireborn.